Okay, so fine guys. So we'll start now. So we'll record the session and we will send it to everyone. Okay, so if you have already some knowledge on what is database, what is tables, and then so what is the select query, and then like joins and then condition implementation, logical operators, arithmetic operators. Maybe this will be a repeated session for you guys. So for the basic understanding, I'm considering it for like so who is not having any knowledge on database or SQL, right? Considering they are as a layman, and then I'm trying to explain the things. So now let me share my screen. Okay, suppose here if you observe, we have a databases. So how to understand this? We have database. Within the database, so we have some schemas. Within the schema, we have a tables. So why you need this structure like this exactly? So what is the relationship between these things? So here, just a minute. Okay, so let's come to this. So I will open one Excel file. So for the better understanding, before opening that, if you want to work with a Excel file, so what we require? So what is the thing particular we need to require is we need to install so Excel software in your system, right? The same way when you want to work with any database, you need to install database software. It can be a cloud or it can be a on premises. We have to install. Once it is installed Excel file, then you can able to work with n number of Excel sheets, right? You can create a number of Excel sheets. There is no limitation, right? The same way, once you install the database software, then you can able to create n number of databases. Here, how we are going to create n number of Excel files in your system. Once it is installed, Excel is installed in your system, then only we can able to create a Excel files. Now let's observe this. For example, if I type Excel, already Excel is installed in my system, I can able to open n number of Excel files like this, right? The same way, once the database is installed, so let me show you something here. Let it open. Okay, if you come to our this Snowflake, once we configure this Snowflake trial version, then we have this database. By default the database is available, right? So these are existing thing. If you want to create, you can create n number of databases here. There is no limit, right? Only the thing is your software has to be installed here. Now it is installed, so we are working with the link. Now everything is available here. You can create n number of database. See this one, not only one database. You can create n number of databases like your Excel file, right? Once Excel is installed in your system, Excel software, you can create n number of Excel files that is considered it as a databases. Okay. Why you need to separately, you need to maintain n number of databases? What is the purpose of that? Suppose in this particular book one Excel file, so maybe I will keep some related to personal data in another Excel file. So maybe I can keep organization data, right? Maybe another Excel file, so I will keep some other related information related to expenses or also whatever it may be related to the like account details and all those things. Let's assume that. Then so we cannot keep it in everything in a one place, right? We cannot keep everything in one place. We can able to create. If you observe, if I want to save this, what I will do, I can save as in my desktop, and then I can save this as a personal data, right? Same way, so if I want some other data like organization data or some other thing, so what I can do, so I can create another one. So this one personal data, here another Excel sheet, right? So we are differentiating here. Let's say, let me give you example. So for example, any banking, if they are working in any bank, let's assume that, take example of Citibank, they will have n number of modules. Module means, let's take one thing, personal loans. Personal loans is a one module. In that module, so you will have a personal loans account, and then at the same time savings will be there, savings operations will be there. At the same time current account operations will be there, right? The same time business operations will be there, business account operations, right? And so loans also it will be there. Okay, let's come to the loans. Now each and everything they want to maintain separately. Then savings they will maintain separate database, and then current account they will maintain separate database, business separate database, loan separate database. The same way if you observe here, so we have one particular Excel file. You can able to create n number of Excel files like this. See this one, this is one Excel, this is another Excel file, right? We can create n number of Excel files based on the business, right? That is nothing but a database. Okay, that is fine. If you observe here in our Snowflake, any database, if you open any database, you have schemas. See this one, we created two schemas. What is the purpose of schema? So why we need to do this? Okay, let's come to this. So just to differentiate, okay, just to understand better. For example, here, if you come to the loans, you may have, for example, like personal loans, right? Personal loans, and then at the same time, business loans will be there. Business loans, at the same time, vehicle loans, vehicle loans, at the same time, home loans. All these are related to loans, but each and everything is individual thing, right? Personal is separate thing, personal loans, business loans in separate process, vehicle loans is separate process, home loan is a separate process, right? To differentiate within one module, we have different things. The same thing you can see that here in a worksheets. See this one, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. When you open the worksheet, by default you will have. So here I will maintain all the loans related information. So for example, so personal loans information in this particular sheet. In this particular sheet, we're going to maintain so all our the home loan related information. Here, we're going to maintain all vehicle loans information. Then each and every sheet is a separate, right? The same way here also you have within the database you will have n number of schemas. See this one, schema 1 related to so all the details, schema 2 they are having some of the other information, schema another one, another information, right? So like that, so we will have a within one database you will have n number of schemas like this, same structure. Okay, within that personal and then within that one particular thing, let's take a home loan or vehicle loan or business loan, anything. So they will have again separate entities, right? Nothing but so where they are going to store the data. For example, if they take the home loan information, so they will have n number of tables, right? So inside that particular thing, you will have n number of tables like this. For example, if I take one specific worksheet, so they are dividing, they will create a structure like this, like different tables will be there in that particular schema. See this one, let's assume that each and everything is a separate table. Okay, table structure. Now this may be the home loans related to the type of homes. This table may be so type of interest of the loans. This may be like tenure of the loans. Okay, this table contains. And then another table, so let's say another table, it contains the so home loans related to different cities, and then different banks. So they will have the different interest rates, right? That particular information will be each and every information related to home loan. They are storing in different tables within one schema, within one schema. This particular schema, where it is available in this particular Excel sheet. This is nothing but a database. Tables is available in the schema is available in the database, right? Same way here, observe this, we have a tables, any particular thing. If you take weather related schema, we have a tables related to this particular weather. This schema, all the schema, multiple schemas available in this particular database. Where this database it is available in our Snowflake, right? This is the relationship between so each and everything. So now when it is coming to so any table, when you are creating any table, when you want to, for example, okay, this is a, let's assume that this is a, so data is available in the Excel file. When it is a Excel file, so when you observe this, employee ID and then employee name and then for example employee salary, right? So if you have these details here, as a human, when you read this, you can able to understand, right? What is this information? From the Excel file, if you want to go and then manually, if you want to check, if you can able to understand some information related to what is the data, right? But when your data is available in your tables, see this, so let's say, let's take any one specific table. If you have this information here, now the information is available in this table in the form of columns, right? Columns and then records, columns and rows. When you have this information, how to read this information? Let's say, for example, you have n number of languages in the world, languages, right? Let's say English and then so French and then like Japanese, right? And then so many languages will be there. If you want to communicate with that language, what you required? You need to know how to read and then how to write, right? That language you need. If you want to communicate, if you want to read any specific thing related to any specific language, it can be Japanese or French or Chinese or Spanish, whatever it may be, you need to understand how to communicate with that, right? The same way the languages, right? You will have different databases here. It can be Oracle, or it can be a Teradata, or it can be MySQL, MS SQL, or a MongoDB. N number of databases is available in the so market. So like the same way, how many languages we have? Each and every language will have the different like so what we'll call, so different like a structure, right? So they will have the different things, and then you have to understand that, right? Same way here, the when you want to communicate with the database, the common language is SQL, structured query language. Sometimes when you are working with Oracle, so a structured query language, when you are communicating, small like variations will be there, but most of the time when you are communicating with the database, now here I am doing, for example, select star from, so for example, call center table. Why I am doing this? Why we are giving this information? If I want to view some information from the table, we need to communicate with this particular Snowflake software database. We need to tell that particular database, I am expecting this information from you, right? So it means we are communicating with the database. This is nothing but structured query language. We are writing a queries, so in a structured way, query language, structural query language. When you want to communicate with any database, we need this here. So basically we will have DDL, data definition language, DML, data manipulation language. We will come to that. What all these things? Data retrieval language, data transaction language. These are the main things. Definition means when it is communicating with structure of the table, then it is a definition. It is going to impact on structure of table. Then we will call it as a data definition language. When you are creating any table, then that is data definition language. For example, create, create, alter, and then drop. We will see each and everything. Create, alter, drop.
Sir,
These
data
are
definition language, sir.
data definition language.
Okay.
Yes. Create, alter, drop. All this comes to, just a minute. Okay. Data definition language. It is impacting on the structure of the table. It means, for example, here we have, this is a empty space. Let me come to this one. This is a empty schema available. In this schema, we are creating a table structure. We are creating a table structure like this, for example, employee ID and then employee name and employee location. Now, if you observe, previously we don't have anything. Now, what we have created? We created a structure for this particular table. It means it will occupy some default space, and then it is going to be available to enter the data related to this particular structure. Before that, we don't have anything. Now what we have done, we created a table structure, right? Nothing but, so when you create a table in our Snowflake, so in this here we have created a number of tables by using create statement, right? By using create statement. When you are using create statement, creating a table with this column names and data types, nothing but we are creating a table structure. So that is create. It is impacting on the structure of the table, data definition. For example, so here previously we have only 3 columns. Now we need to include another column called DEPT, employee department. Now another column also we need to include it here. Then what happened? That is nothing but a altering the table. The structure is modified, right? Structure has been modified. That is nothing but alter, create and alter. Now drop means we are completely removing this particular structure, particular whatever it has occupied in the particular database. The table's occupation we are deleting. Now deleted, it means dropped completely, it is dropped. Now whatever the space it occupied right previously, it has so given to the so our database. Now this is nothing but a drop. It is impacted on the structure, right? Previously structure is available, then we have altered the structure with another column added, then we have dropped. This is nothing but create, alter, drop. We can call it as a data definition language. Coming to now, once we created a table, let's say, so we have the table is available. The table is available, table we have created. So with this specific columns, let's assume that. Then, so what we will do with this table? What is available in this table?
Sir, one
Here,
doubt, sir.
any,
One doubt, sir. In
yes, yes,
the
go ahead.
drop option, if you
Hmm,
drop the whole thing, it will get purged. Information completely purged.
exactly.
Okay.
It will
Completely
be dropped.
deleted from database.
Exactly, true.
It will not be in backup also, sir.
It will not be there, but in Snowflake it will be there. So that is a different concept of time travel, right?
Okay.
So
Okay,
but
sir.
so general databases, it will be dropped, it will not be available so for the later.
Okay, sir.
Okay, okay, now so let's come to this one. Coming to, so here, so we have a table. Then what you need to do? We need to insert some data. Once we create a table, we will insert, right? So here we are giving the data, we are inserting. Observe this, we are inserting some data. For example, we are inserting employee names and then location. So any location you can take. So let's assume that. Okay, these are the locations. Then what we have done, we have inserted some data into the table, right? The same way, if you observe here, so when so created a table, if you want some data, what you will do, we will use insert into the table command, right? See this one, insert into the table values, we will insert the data. This is nothing but inserting the data into the table. When you are inserting, is it impacted on your structure of the table? No, right? Where it has impacted, it's impacted on your data. On your data. When it is impacting on your data, then we will call it data manipulation language. Insert, update, and delete. These commands we will call it as a data manipulation languages. Data manipulation, we are doing something. Manipulating means, so we are manipulating something means we are doing something right on top of existing thing. So we are inserting, updating, deleting. See this one here, what we have done, we inserted the data. If you want to delete, I will remove this particular record from the table. Delete, deleted. What happened? I deleted one record. Where it impacted? impacted on the data, not on your table structure. Now, suppose I want to update something. This particular employee location, I want to update with India again. Now, previous value has been updated, right? Where it is impacted, it's impacted on a table structure, right? So here, so sorry, not the structure, on the data in a table, right? When it is reflected, when you are executing any command, it is impacting on the data inside the table, then we will call it as a manipulation language. Insert, update, delete, all these things will come to manipulation language. Coming to data retrieval means most of the time we will use select. Retrieving means fetching some information, right? That is nothing but a select. When you are when you are fetching some information from the table, we will call it as a data retrieval language. Most of the time, if you want to get some information from the table, what you will do? Select star from. See this one? Select star from. Right? We will come to this. What is star and all those things. When you are using select star from, we will use select. Selecting star means all the columns. Star means all the columns from table name. Instead of star, I don't want all the columns. I want only specific columns. Then what you will do? Select only the specific columns. Observe this. Only specific columns we are giving. Then when you execute this, then what it will display? Instead of all the columns, it is displaying only the specific columns. This is nothing but so retrieval language. Data retrieval language. That is nothing but a select. Coming to data transaction language. Transactions. Nothing but so commit and rollback. We used to call it as a commit or rollback data transaction languages. Now, what it mean by that? Here, if you observe in Snowflake, right, always it will be auto commit. Snowflake is auto commit. So here, so when you are working with this, so no need to write a commit directly. It means, so it is a auto save. If you don't want commit, so what you will do? For example, let's say you will use begin statement, execute the begin. Later, whatever you want to do, you will implement it here. Then you are going to use commit, right? Before the commit, you want to roll back, you want to go back. So that is rollback operation. So before commit, always you have to roll back. So then only it will work. Otherwise, it will not nothing but so begin we are doing some transactions and commit nothing but a save. Once it is saved, you cannot undo, right? That is nothing but a rollback. Rollback is nothing but undo operations. For example, okay, so the process will be like, for example, here begin. After that, if you want to implement, you can use rollback. So then you can use commit. Once it is committed, you cannot go back to rollback. You cannot implement rollback. So here, so let's say, for example, let's come to this. We have some examples here. Let's insert some data. I will do some table, employees new table. Let's take this table. Same thing. First, I will execute a begin statement. See this begin statement executed, and then after that we will execute insert into this particular table. Before inserting into this particular table, let's check how many records available in employees new table. Employees new, here in which schema it is, let me check. Employees new is available in this particular schema. How many records we have here? Around 10 records, right? Employees new, we have 10 records. Now we are going to insert. We are inserting. Now observe this. Inserted. Employees new. Let me connect it to this retention schema. Okay, now connected to schema. Now come to this. Run. Now, how many records we have? 2 records we have, right? 2 records inserted. Now, how many records totally it will be there? 10 records. If you refresh it, how many you can see? Still 10, right? Why? We inserted two more records, right? Why it is not inserted? Because you didn't committed. You didn't given commit option. Now observe this. We are giving commit option. Commit means nothing but a save. Now if you refresh it, now if you check how many records now? 12 records available. 12 records available. Now if you try to roll back now. After the commit, you cannot roll back. See this one. Even though when you roll back, still we have 12 records. Now one more time I am inserting. We are okay. Commit is executed. Okay, let me again start with begin. Begin. We are inserting some more records. Inserted two records, right? Now before that, I will use a rollback. Rollback means it is not going to save that particular operations whatever you have done, right? Now if I after the rollback, if I commit, observe this, commit also done. If you check, see this one, how many? Previous only 12 records. Whatever the records we have previously 12, even though so we have executed two more records inserted, total it should be 14. But before commit, what I have done, I have executed rollback. It means whatever the transactions we have done, so it has been rolled back. It has undo that operations. This is nothing but a transactions commit and rollback operations what we are going to do now. So this is the basic things. Now generally let's come to our SQL thing. Okay, so here let's say when you are writing any query, this is the order. Always remember, this is the order when you are writing any query. So what we are going to do, select star from EMP we will use always, right? Generally select star from table, select star from table, right? After this, if you want to implement so those operations, this is the data. Star means all the columns. The meaning of star means all the columns. Select, it means pick all the columns from this particular table. That is the meaning of this. And at the same time, when you are using the query, we can use all these things. We can use a where condition, we can use group by condition, we can use having, we can use order by. All these things we can able to perform. But one thing remember, when you are writing a query, it should be in this order. First you need to write select, after that from, after that where, after that group by condition, after that having, then order by, then order by. So this is a execution. So this is writing a query. When it is executing in the backend, this is the format. This is the way. It means from the bottom to top. This one is a top to bottom. So here when it is executing bottom to top, order by, having, group by, where, and then from. Okay, just remember this. This is the order when you are writing it. We will see one by one what is where and then so each and everything. Now let's come to, so we have already existing our database available for practice purpose in our Snowflake, right? So we will make use of these tables and then we will try to understand each and every things in SQL. So here, so when you want to, for example, so give any condition. So let's say any where condition. So for example, let's observe this call center table. Come to this one. Observe this. This is complete schema. We are complete address we are giving. If you don't want to give, what you have to do, you have to just come here and then this particular schema, which schema it is available, SF10 TCL, SF10 TCL, this one. You have to come here and then set as a context. Once you select that particular database and then schema, it means you need to tell to this particular query, particular command when you are executing, you have to go to this particular table. This table is available in this schema. This schema is available in this database. Fetch some information from this table and these are the columns. If you give star, it will give you all the records. If you want only selected records, it will give you like this. See this one, right? And one thing, when you are giving, so you have some records, right? Here we have some like shortcuts in Snowflake. For example, if I want to fetch only related to large, you can select that, you can click here, it will give you only related to large. But in a query, if you want to execute it, what you will do is you will give where condition, where, that is nothing but a kind of filter condition, where what we required, class, this is the column, right? The class, just double click on that, column will be selected, where class equal to large, right? This is the large. Now when you are giving these strings, don't give like this, try to execute. When you try to execute, observe this, invalid identifier. If it is numeric, you can give direct numbers. If it is string, it has to be in single quotes. It has to be enclosed with single quotes. Now observe this one. When you are implementing this, now you can able to understand. So based on only large, so large we can able to get this information. See this one. This is nothing but a where condition. Where means nothing but you can consider it as a filter. I am getting the records from the table, but exactly related to some information, right? This is nothing but where condition. Okay, where we have implemented. Again, I need some additional information. I want to do some other additional filters. What you can do is we can use like logical operators like and, or we can use in these operations. So let's say for example, see this one. So greater than or less than. So you can use and or. And means it is just a minute. It is going to consider both the conditions has to be met. Now observe this. Let me copy this one. See this one. What you are trying to do from this particular table, we are going to fetch the information where call center SK less than 5. It means this particular serial number call center SK less than 5 and CC class call center class equal to large. It means it has to satisfy both the conditions. It has to satisfy both the conditions. See this one. So if you want to see, so this particular value CC, so call center value, pick the value here, call center, comma, observe this, comma, CC underscore class. You can able to understand this one, right? Now let's run this. Observe this one. Okay, CC. Okay, see this when you're executing and CC class, CC call center SK. Let me check. Okay, because of this, execute this. Now, one thing, when you are executing command here, what will happen? So previous thing also it will consider, right? If you want to comment this line, then what you have to do is just like this, just give the spaces, then it will be commented. Otherwise, if you want to comment multiple lines, then you have to give like this, forward slash star, then it is commented. If you want to end the comment, again star and then forward slash. Now if you type something, then it will be, so it will come, it will not be commented. See this one, right? If I don't give this, so now see this, the comment is still so available, right? So if you want to end the comment, just end this like this. Okay, now here what we are doing in this particular command, so here, so we are getting both the values, less than 5, see this, less than 5 equal to large, right? If you fetch any one information related to any one information, select See this, less than 5 means here we have 4 records, around 4 records. In this, we need only call center equal to class equal to large. That's why we are using and. It means it has to satisfy both the conditions. That is nothing but a and. For example, if you want to use or, then what you will do is, now observe this one, instead of this, instead of and, we are going to use or condition here. Now let's observe this one. Select column names, right, from this particular table. This table available in this schema available in this database, and where, so this call center sk less than 5, or we are using or, it means any of the condition, if it satisfies, display those records. That is the meaning of this. And means both the conditions it has to satisfy. Now observe this one. If cc class equal to large, it is displaying at the same time. So when the call center sk value is less than 5, and it is displaying, right, both the things, it is displaying here the like medium. But so here if you observe, it is not less than 5, but why it is displaying? Because of the large, because of large. What we are telling here in the command display, so records belongs to this, or records belongs to this, both the things, right? So it is nothing but a or. If you want to satisfy both the condition has to be matched, then it has to be and. Any one condition match, then we have to use or. This is and or using or. So now, so comment SQL statement, so we discussed. Now coming to operators, we can use all the
Sorry,
like
I'm
arithmetic
interrupting.
yes.
Sorry, Dinesh, I'm interrupting. One
Yeah, yeah,
question.
tell me.
Here, no,
Go
can you
ahead.
move, navigate to
Mm,
the Snowflake session? Yeah,
yes,
here,
yes.
we here in the top, we already selected snowflakes underscore sample data as a DB,
Mm,
and next
mm,
is the schema. So
correct.
again, again in the select statement, we are giving select somewhere
This
one
one.
column
Mm,
with
mm,
some all giving.
mm, mm.
But
This
if
is
we
not
want,
required. If already we are in, then
hmm,
this is not required. Now observe
right.
this.
So here is the one
This.
question. So
Mm,
we here in the top, we already selected the database and schema,
mm,
but if
mm,
we already selected here, if we want to execute the query from another database, another
mm,
schema. So
mm,
in this scenario, can we
mm.
execute last time I mean like last query somewhere DB transition, DB transition
And I
dot,
understand your question.
yes,
Okay,
without
let
changing.
me show you. Let me show you. Now which database it's connected? Other database, right?
Yeah, nice.
Right? If you try to execute this, see this one. Because we are giving the complete address, right? This table is available in which schema, this schema is available in which database, right? When you do this, then it will work. Otherwise, if you don't give this complete address of the table like database and then schema, now when you execute this, see this one, because we are in class database and public schema, right? In this particular database, in this schema, it will not be available. That's why it is not showing. If you want to see that, then you have to give the complete information like this.
Okay, got it. I think somewhere I did the wrong. That's why I'm unable to execute. I mean, I'm
Okay.
unable to get the results. So I will try
Okay,
one more
that's fine.
time.
The
Thank you.
better practice you can do is you can give the complete. Otherwise, so you check so which schema you are in and then connect it to that exact schema from the database and then schema. Okay, then you can use only the table name. Okay, fine, good. So now let's come to this one. So arithmetic operators. Here, if you observe, uh, we can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and then module. So everything we can able to perform. So here in arithmetic operators, and at the same time comparison operators, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to, we can use in a SQL queries. And at the same time, most of the time, what anything, whatever, like it can be arithmetic operators or comparison operators or logical operators, whatever it may be, what we are trying to do, we are going to fetch the information from the table based on our required format, right? Based on our conditions, so we are trying to fetch some information from the table. Here, if you observe some of the tables, let me show you. See this one. So here we have very less records. Here we have 40,000 records. Here we have more than some millions of records, more than billions. So here it is not possible to fetch some information, right? If you want to get all the information, if you want to search, so it is very difficult, right? To do that, based on our logical conditions, we are going to tell to the query, this is what I am expecting from this particular table. Show me only these results. So that is what we are doing by using SQL queries here. It can be a logical operators, it can be a comparison, or it can be arithmetic operators, anything. So we are communicating with the database based on our required formats. Now let's observe this one. So how we can able to perform. So where we saw that, and we saw that or and or logic. So this one it's done. Okay, I will send you these all the scripts. So once it is like I think already I have shared, you can practice the same thing. Okay, so we'll see arithmetic operators. See this one. So if you want to fetch something, some information, if you want to do addition, or if you want to implement some other values, suppose if you observe, we have a total price in this particular schema, SF1 schema. Here if you observe, you will have SF1 schema, right? It is available. From this particular schema, what we are trying to do is we are fetching some information. Let me, without this, let me show you. Select total price from, or I will use star. Star from, what is the table? This is the table, right? Now let's run this. When you run, see this one, what you can able to see. We have order key, customer key, and then status, order total price, order date, right? All the information related information is available, right, in the orders table related to that particular call center. Now if you observe here, what we are trying, based on this order key and then order price, we are combining as total price, and then so customer key, so we are doing addition, right? This is what you are trying to do is alias name here. Alias name means nothing but, let me show you something here. So let's say instead of star, if we give this information, observe, see this one, select column 1, again the total price, order total price, customer key. If I remove this, then just observe what will happen. If I remove this, how it will display, just observe this one. So we remove this, and then from this particular table we are checking total price plus order customer key. We are adding, we are doing addition. When you observe this, what is the column name, how it is displaying the column name? Observe this one, the same calculation what we have done, same column name it is displaying, but we don't want to display like this. Then what you have to do is we can give alias names for this, alias names like this. See this as total price, customer key, add, like this one. Now see this one, run, just run this. Now how it is displaying, right? So what is the the as we have given alias name, based on the alias name it is displaying the result. So that is the column name, right? So if you are doing some addition, if you are doing some concat, whatever it may be, so you can give a alias name for any column. This is nothing but a alias name. Now same way, if you observe this, so this is for the addition, this is for the subtraction, multiplication, division, each and everything. Now if you execute this, see this, all the operations we are calculating with some addition, subtraction, see this. So this is addition, this is so minus, multiplication, division, right? All these operations is thing we have done the calculations, right, by using this Sorry, just a minute. By using these operators. Now let's come to this. So let's say, so we have comparison operators less than or equal to this. We saw that when we are working with, so this one, so when we are using where condition, we have used this one also, right? From this particular table where account balance is less than 100. And one more thing we want to discuss in Snowflake especially, so we have limit option. We have limit option. So I'm not sure about this, so I don't think so in other databases it is available. If you want to see first 100 records, then so that is very difficult, so you have to write the subqueries. So then here observe this one. So limit 100 means always it will display first 100 records from the table. Without limit, I am executing this. Now observe how many records it is displaying. 27,119 records, right? But I don't want all the records. I want first 100 records. Then you can give limit 100. I want first 10 records. Then give limit 10. Limit 10. Try to understand this here. See this one. First 10 records only it will display. That is a limit function. It is available in Snowflake. And so other than limit, for example, this is first 10 records, right? I want to skip first 10 records or first 50 records. Then we have an option called offset. This is not available in other databases. Now, if you observe how to implement that offset, let me show you. Come to this. You have to give this is greater than or less than Parisian. Let me come to that offset values. Somewhere I have kept it. Limit to this one is fine. This will come later. Thing but between where I mentioned this is like okay, this one. Okay, let's finish this one also. So because so both are interrelated. Come to this, copy this one from here. Observe this. What happened here? So first 10 records we are displaying, right? When you give limit, what it will be? Okay, this particular thing you have to previously SF001 is the schema name here. Now they change it to SF1. Now just run this. Now you can able to see first 10 records. See this one, first 10 records. Observe the customer key 012 010, right? 6 double triple 0 6 double triple 012 10, right? Now I want to skip first 10 records or first 5 records. Then what I have to do is we can use simple offset, but there is a limitation here. Limitation means you can use offset. We cannot use offset directly. Now observe this. When I use offset, what is the error? It is not allowing. It is not allowing. What you need to do is limit 100 and offset. Now observe this. Sorry, this is the value. Observe this. Unexpected it is selling, right? Now let's observe this one and not required. Just a minute. Let me check. Offset what you are giving is limit 100 offset, same thing.
Limit spelling.
Why MIT? Thank you. Now limit 100 offset. Okay, this double quotes is missing. Observe this. What it is trying to do is, it is trying to fetch first 100 records. Let me fetch first this one. Customer. Now first 100 records it is going to fetch in limit 100. Now first 100 records. See this one. Observe this 0, 1, 2, 100. Right? In this, we want to skip first 10 records or first 50 records. I don't want to select. Then you can use offset 10. Offset 10 means then it is going to skip first 10 records. See this one from where it is displaying, from the 11. This option is available in Snowflake. Okay. Now one thing, if you observe, so I want, if you use only offset, if you use only offset without limit, offset will not so work. Offset will not work. Offset has to be executed with limit only. With limit only. So just remember this. So this is the one feature it is available in Snowflake. Okay. So this is fine. Limit and offset, and we can use limit. Again, you can use where condition, whatever it may be. So what you are doing here, we are implementing a where condition. After that, we can use any of the conditions like less than, greater than, anything. If you want to implement that, this is a condition, right? Before implementing a condition, what you need to use, we need to use a where. We need to use where. Okay. So now, so let's come to this one. Let's finish these things. So we have comparison in and not in. Suppose if you observe this, in when you are going to use in operator, not in operator, or between operator, you want to select these values from this particular table. We want to select the call center sk key equal to 4, 12, 18, 24, 45. All these things we want to pick. When you want to pick all this information, see this one, we can give like this. But what is happening? Every time the same column name we are giving, right? Instead of this, every time we want to pick R and then R. This means records belongs to this, records belongs to this, records belongs to this condition, right? Instead of this, what we can do is, we can give in operator. So now let's observe this. So instead of simply, we can use in. If you don't want, you can use not in. Now see this one. Observe this. In, what we have given? In. It means it is going to display 4, 12, 18 and everything. At the same time, R. R. So this particular values belongs to any one of the thing. It can be a medium or large. So again, in. It means both the things, right? Any one of this or any one of this. Same way, we don't want to get this. We don't want this records belongs to this. Then we can, what we can use is not in condition. In or not in condition. Everything what you are doing here, when you are fetching the data from the table, we are seeing how to implement the different conditions. Okay, so now I'm sorry. Just a minute. Okay, now let's come to this between, in between condition. So we can use like this. So between, and instead of using this, we can use between also. Let's say, for example, observe this one. What we are doing here, this is the table where greater than or equal to 4 and less than or equal to 9. It means include 4, include 9 values, and then in between also, right? Instead of doing like this, what we can give is, we can use between. For example, if you want to understand clearly, let's give the column name here in the select. Now observe this, what all the values it is going to display. See this one, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, all the values, right? These values it is displaying here. Same thing, so we can give in another way, like where after that we can give between operator like this, not this one. What it is, you can just copy and paste where between this one. So this, what will happen now? This is the condition. So call center SK between 4 and 9. So when you give like this, then it is going to pick 4 and 9 in between these values. This is also same result. If you give this particular column here in the select, it will give you only that particular column value. So when we are fetching some information, observe this one. So we got this one, right? This is fine. This is fine. So now let's observe the other things. So what are the other things we can able to perform? So let's say, so this logical operator like contains. So contains means nothing but, so here, so we will use, so if it is exist like string operator, if it is exist in the value, in that particular value, if it exists, display that value. Here we will discuss one more thing related to dual. Dual means, let's come to this one, right? Here observe this one from this particular table. So where contains CNAME 134, it means first check the customer name, how it looks like. See this one, see this particular thing. When you execute this customer name, how it looks like. Customer name, customer, after that hash, after that 1 2 3. So these are the values is available, right? Now our expectation is in that particular thing, this particular CNAME where it contains 134, 134 in the CNAME value 134. That is the meaning of this. Now observe this, it will give you wherever 134 is available in that particular column, it is displaying the values. See this one, all wherever 134 is available, right? So this is kind of string operations. And so here when you want to search something, so generally in the for example 23 multiply 9, if I want to execute this, it will not work, right? It will not work. So here, so other databases, what you need to do is select one, sorry, select 23 multiply 9 from dual. Dual means nothing but a duplicate table. So it will, so internally it will assign a table, dual table, and then it will do the calculation. See this one, the result you got it, right? So here one thing, without this, if you execute also, sorry, select 23 multiply 9, you will get the result, right? Again I want to do some other calculations. If you want to do any some simple calculations in this particular query, you can do like this, right? Instead of using dual in some other databases, we have to use a dual when you want to do these kind of calculations. Select, and then so this, just a minute. Okay, now observe this one, select, and then so this is the values, right? When you are doing this, it will display. So generally from dual you have to use in other databases, but here, so directly you can use this, the calculations. Now so come to this one, so these things. So next come to, for example, like generally when in the name, so when you want to display anything, so ending, midding, starting with whatever it may be, let me copy everything here. Now if you observe, see this, from this particular table where comments, first check the comments column, how it looks like. In comments column only try to execute this, in comments, this is the comments column in the customer table, right? All these things are the comments, customer comments. I want to check the comments where the comments start with A. After that, we have given like percentage. It means when you are using like A, percentage means it is going to fetch the values starting with A. Values, it is going to start with A. So that is the meaning of this. Now observe this, what it is doing. Run. When you run this, see this, it started with A, right? Everything it is displaying which is starting with A, right? The comments all starting with A, it is displaying. And another thing, ending with yes in the comments. This is after the percentage yes, if you give, it is ending with yes. Ending with yes. In between, if you want to use, in between, in the comment column, in between, if you want to use, so any specific particular thing. Now, before that, let's check this one. Yes, let me give the comments here. Comment column value. Then you will get the clear information. Now observe this. Everything it is ending with yes. See this, ending with yes, ending with yes, right? Okay. Now coming to this one. So if you want in between, so wherever is available, the package is available. Wherever it is there, so the package is available. If you want to see that, now observe this package. Now let me give this one. Control C. V. Now observe. Run. Just run this. When you run this, see this package, right? We are searching with package available here, available here, available, right? Everywhere, if you see wherever package keyword is available, you can able to see that values, right? It is displaying all the values wherever the package is related value, right? This is the way how we can able to search like this. Okay, now let's come to this one. Distinct. Distinct means if you want to fetch unique records from the table, we are going to use distinct keyword. Distinct keyword. Let's check. It means what it mean by that. If you observe in this customer table, customer nation key, how many records it is available, it will show to us. Okay, this is SF1, SF1 schema. Now when you run this, see this one, right? Nation key, it is repeating, right? If you observe some of the values 4, 10, 21, 2, 4, again 4, again 20, again 7. So what is happening? It is repeated values, right? If you want to see unique values for the nation key, now we are going to use distinct keyword. We are going to use distinct keyword here. Select distinct column name for this particular. So column, it is going to display distinct values. Now observe this one. Let's come to this and then run. Okay, this is the syntax. Now let's run this. Observe this one. When you come to this, see this one, it is going to display how many distinct values. 25 nation keys is available here. Generally without distinct, if you run, how many records came? Without distinct, when you run, it displayed around, so 1,50,000 records, right? In that records, how many unique records we have? Only 25. When you are using distinct, we understand that. So these values only repeating every time. These values only every time it is repeating. If you want to ascending or descending, we have an option here. So generally instead of writing ascending or descending, order by ascending and descending, we will write it here if you want to see that in a order. Okay, instead of that, what you can do is, see this is the column name, just click on that. So down it is descending order, click on that, it is ascending order. See this one, starting from, it is ascending order, it has written the, so customer nation keys. If you want to see these values in descending order, just click on this again and it will show you the descending order. You can do this in the queries also. That is nothing but order by. We will see that in the next. So now that is, so distinct. Limit and offset we discussed. Now very important thing, group by. Why we will use a group by condition here? Now let's observe this. So what is the main intention of group by here? Let me pick these things. When you are using group by, always remember we cannot use where condition. When you are using group by, where will not work. Where will not work. What you have to use is you have to use having. You have to use having. So when you are using especially group by. And one more thing we need to remember is when you are using group by, always you have to use how many columns in the select list. Select list of columns and sorry and having columns should match. Should match. This is the another default thing what we need to remember when you are using group by condition. First, let's observe what it mean by group by condition here. Now, why you will use this? Now, then let's observe. So, I am not using any group by. I want to see select sum of account values, sum of account balance. So account balance is alias name, account balance we are giving for this particular table, in this particular table for this market segment. For this particular market segment, I want to see account balance. If you check this particular thing, let's observe this. So without the group by, if you run, then just observe what will happen. It is not working. And select star, we are giving all the columns here. When you give all the columns and then group by, see this, it will not work, right? Okay, just a minute. I will remove this and then we'll see. Now if you observe, see this, it is not working. What it is telling? Select clause arrange not in a group by class, right? So now let's observe this. Same column we are using in a select and then we are using in a group by, right? And for this particular value, so we are trying to fetch some information. Now let me give without this market segment, select market segment from this particular table. When you observe this, what are the market segments we have? See this one, these all are the market segment. Again, if you observe, each and every market segment is repetition. Building, machinery, again the furniture, right? Household, again the furniture, automobile, everything is repeating, right? You need to know how many distinct groups available in this particular market segment. What you can do is group by market segment. Now observe this one, what you are doing, group by market segment. Now how many records it is showing? 1,50,000 records, like same like a distinct. We can use a group by also. Now when you use this, now observe this, how many distinct market segments? Automobile, building, machinery, household, furniture. Okay, these are the 5 different market segments. Now why we require to use group by here? We can use a distinct also here. Now let's check this. For example, account balance. Okay, we are using account balance. Now if you check without the group by, observe this, what we can see, market segment, account balance. If I use distinct here, for example, distinct here, so each and every market segment and then account balance will be different. See this one, building market segment, this is account balance is different, account balance is different. Furniture, and then same way account balance is different, account balance is different, right? What we are trying to do is for this particular market segment, complete building, so what is the total account balance, right? It means, for example, in a classroom, you want to understand, so who is the like first in that specific subject. It means maths particular subject. So who is the first? We need to group by all the students, and then you have to calculate who is the first, right? Based on the marks, right? Maximum marks in that particular subject. Same way, if you want to know, so maximum marks in that particular math subject, right? You need to group by, right? Same way here. Now observe this. We are using for this market segment, for this sum of account balance, sum of account balance as account balance, and then without group by, if we run, what will happen here? See this, it will not show us, because so it is so telling that, okay, just a minute, we'll remove this. Now when we run without group by, observe this, is not valid group by expression, because it's the market segment, right? We didn't given in a group by. Now we are giving in a group by. Observe what is the values we are going to get. See this, for all the automobiles, sum of the account balance is this one. For all the machinery, sum of the account balance is this one. For the all the furnitures, so sum of the account balance is this one. Understand, right? So what, so we are going to get it here. So from the group by condition, it will group all the automobiles sum of the values, and then it will display. It will group all the building values, and then it is displaying the account balance. Same way, so we can use, for example, so count, we need to understand a count. So number of orders, and then total price based on order priority. Order priority is a group by, right? Group by. What is the column here? So now here, how many columns we there in a select list? The same columns it should be in a group by list also. These are not the specific columns. These are we are our calculations. Don't get confused here. These are our calculations. These are not the columns, right? Now observe this. When you observe group by, see this one, what it is telling is, for this order priority, it means severity high, urgent. So let me keep it in order: urgent, high, medium, not specified, low. These priorities, number of orders, how many number of orders they have raised. For the urgent, these many number of orders. What is the total sum of the price? This is the price. So for the high priority, this is the number of orders they have raised, and then this is the total price. So like this, if you want to understand, we can use group by, mainly when you are doing like sum, like count, these kind of calculations, average, all these things. So if you want, for example, so average also here, then you can use average of, so order average of total price, so for that particular group. So it will give you that info. For example, average of, let me get total price, total price as avg, average, average price. We want to see what is the average price for the each and every priority. What happened here? Unexpected avg. Okay, comma is missing. Now observe this one, average. This is the average, right? For this, so urgent, this is the average. So total average it is calculated. This is the total price. This is the average when compared to, so all the priorities. Like these kind of like calculations, aggregated calculations, we will use group by conditions. When you are using group by, remember that you have to use having. You cannot use where condition. It means suppose after this I want, now observe this one, where number of orders, for example, number of orders greater than, I will give some value. Let's take this particular value, greater than this value. See this, when I execute this, what is going to be happen? See this one, unexpected where is not going to work when you are using group by condition. When you are using group by condition, where will not work. Now let me give, instead of where, having.
Having.
Observe this one, when we are using having, Now you are going to get the information. Always remember, we have to use, when you are using group by, instead of where condition, we have to use a having condition. That's why, so the so first select, so from where. So if you are not using group by, then it will be where, right? If you are using group by, then it will be a having. So after that, so order by. Okay, so then we can use order. For example, here itself, I have to use order by. Order by. Order by what column? Order by priority. Okay, order by priority. Okay, let me give number of orders. Let me remove one value to check order by. Now observe this one. 5 records. Order by priority. Which order it has taken? By default, when you give order by, so it will be in a ascending order. See this one, order priority in ascending. If I want to display this in a descending order, DESC, this is the order. Now observe this one, descending order. Order by is descending now. If you give order by in between, order by after that, if I give having, order by descending, having, so this one, it will not work because that is not a order with which we are going to execute. So this is not the order. So what is the order of the queries we need to write? So we have this one, right? So this is the order. See this one, select from where, group by, having, order by should be last, right? But what we are doing here, so here what we are doing here is, let's come to this one. Here if you observe, in between we are implementing order by. Let me remove this order by. For example, control X. Now if I give, it will work, right? After the having, if I give order by descending, now it is going to execute it, right? Order by always it will be last. This is the order when it is executing. So when you are writing, this is the order. When it is executing in the back end, what will happen is, first it will execute. First it will keep the values in descending order, then it will check the having this value, then it will check the group by, then it will go to the, so where from this table, so from this table, then it will select the records, then it will use the select. This is the order of execution, so in the backend. Okay, that is the execution process, writing process. So top to bottom. So when it is executing, bottom to top. Just remember this one. Okay. So we discussed, so distinct, offset, group by, order by, having. Okay. Now let's come to the joins, SQL joins. So before going to this, let me show you something. We have why we required a joins. Suppose let's assume that, so we have two tables. Let me open some diagrams here. Joins. Okay, let's come to this. If you observe, let's observe the diagram here. Consider we have two tables. This is one table, this is another table, table 1 and table 2. We have two tables. From the both the tables, we need to pick match records. We will so discuss with the example. We have to pick the match records. Then see this one. What is the match in between both the tables? When you consider, this is the match records. This is inner join. When it is coming to left outer join, see this one, complete left side table and join records from the right side table. This is considered as a left side. This is right side. This is left outer join. Completely right outer join means all the records from the right side table match records from the left side table. Left join means all the records from the left side table. Blindly remember, all the records from the left side table match records from the right side. Right outer join means all the records from the right side table only match records from the left side table. Full outer join means it will give you all the records. This is a joins. Generally, when you are implementing, if you have a references, so both the tables, and you need to get some information from the table. So let me give, so let me, so what we will create both the tables. and then we will see so how to implement these joins here. So let's come to our database, set as contact, because this is a shared database. We cannot create any tables here. We cannot create any new tables because it's a shared database. If you want to create any table, always come to our class database which we created, which we have created, this database which we have created. Now we are in, let's come to public schema. So now we are in a public schema. We will create, or if you want another schema also, we can create it here. Now public schema it is. So we are in a public schema. Now let's come, and then let me close this. So we will create some tables here. We have insert updates. This having we discussed. Okay, let's create both the tables. Now when you observe, we will create these both the tables, two tables we will create it. Now when you observe this, see this one, we are creating table A. Table A, we can give any name here. What all the columns we have? ID and then ID and then name. We have two columns in a table A. In a table B, again we have ID and salary. We are creating again two columns. Now if you check table A, we have two columns. One is ID, another one is name. If you check again table B, if you observe, we have again ID and salary, right? Here we have ID name, here we have ID and salary, another table. Now let's insert some values here into this table. So for our practice, for the better understanding, now let's come to here. We are inserting some values into the table. Now observe this, IDs are same, right? In a table A, we are inserting IDs and then name. In table B, we are inserting IDs and then salary. Now, when you check both the table values, see this one, 1, 2, 3, 5, A, B, C, D, and in another table, let me come to another worksheet. I'm connected to the database. Come here. Now let's observe this. What you have? ID and salary. Here, what we have? ID name. In this particular table B, we have ID and then salary. Now what we required is, when we are merging both the tables, when we are joining both the tables, we want to see ID for this particular ID. What is the salary they are drawing? They are having. What is the salary for the particular ID? And then what is the name for in this? If you observe B table, we have a ID and then salary, but we don't have name here, right? But here, if you observe, we have ID name, but we don't have salary here. But we want ID name for that particular ID. What is the salary? This is our requirement. Then the information is available in two tables, table A and then table B, right? Now in these situations, we are going to use joins. We are going to use joins. Just observe this one, how you will use that. Now if you use left outer join or any specific join, left or right, now just observe this, how we can implement it. Select A dot star. A dot star means from the table A, pick all the columns. Pick all the columns. B dot salary. From the table B, pick only salary column. In A we have ID and name, right? And then B, we have salary. From A table and then B, let me remove. I will use inner join first. Inner join. Now observe this. What is the matched column in between both the tables? What is the matched column? ID. Here ID. Based on the matched column, A dot ID equal to B dot ID. What we are trying? We are matching with the A dot ID column with in this table with B dot ID. What we are using? Inner join. When you use, just observe this. What is the result we are going to get? See this one? A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. For this, these are the salaries, right? We are getting the combined result from the both the tables based on matching condition. We are using inner join. What is this? This one. In the both the tables, what is the values matching? That is nothing but a inner join. Now, let's observe. Instead of inner join, if I use left, what will happen? It will be a left join. Which one will consider as a left table? A is the left table, B is the right table, right? Now, when you run this, observe this, what is going to be happen? See this one, what it has to display in a left side table, in a table, how many records? We have 4 records, right? 1, 2, 3, 5, 4 records. For this particular 4 records, it has to display all the records in the left side table, match records from the right side table. Observe the result here. What is the result here? Left side table, all the records. 1, 2, 3, 5, right? 5 and D. Match record. What is the match records on the right side table? 100, 200, 300. Salary. 1, 2, 3 is matching in between both the tables. ID is matching 1, 2, 3. 5 is not available. For which is not available, what is the value here? It will display null. It will display null. Now the same way, instead of left, if I give right here, right join, then what will happen? Right join means right side all the records, right side table all the records, right? And then left side table match records. Now come to this. Now when you execute this based on the condition, based on this condition, observe this, only match records we are getting, right? Only right side table all the records, left side table match records 1, 2, 3 only. 1, 2, 3 ABC, and then these are matching, right? 5 is not matching. That's why it is not displaying with the right side join. It is almost like a equi join based on your join condition. Suppose if I give B here, B, and then if I give A here, now observe this, based on the tables exchange, it will give you the result. Suppose right, if I give left here, so this one we can give anyway, okay, right or left, anything is fine. So we need to understand which table, so you have to keep it in a right side, and then which table we have to keep it in a left side. Based on your, this is a very simple condition we can implement based on matched column in your both the tables. If you don't have matched column in the both the tables, it's not possible to join. Here we have ID, employee ID is there in the both the tables. In a table A and then table B, we have employee ID. That's why we are matching. If you don't have employee ID, you cannot match. Suppose if it is full outer join means it has to give both the values from the all the values from the both the table, right? Now observe this, what you are going to get. Sorry, see this one. This is full outer join. So based on how many records is available, based on that it is going to give you the information. Suppose if I add some more records to B table, for example, here we have, I will add some more records, insert into, I will add 6, and then I will add 900, and I will add 8, I will add 800. Now observe this, we are inserting 2 more values here, right? We are inserting 2 more values into the B table. Now, once it is inserted, 2 more records, extra records available in the B table. Now see this one, sorry. So we have 8 and 6, right? These IDs not available in your A table, right? Now when you implement join full outer join. Now you will understand. Observe this. It will give you both the records from the both the tables, all the records from both the tables. See this one, the records which is not available in A table, it is displaying null for that, right? 800 and 900 it is available in B table, right? But we don't have any ID for that, we don't have any name for that. But if you observe, so this particular record, so 5D, so this one, so it is available only in A table, so but this is not available in B table, right? If you want to, like for example, here what you are giving, A dot star, so we have given, so B dot, for example, if you want to see the complete values, B dot star will get, don't get confused here. Just try to explore this, what it is giving. See this one now. So this is related to A, this is related to B. See this, in a B, we have 8 and 6 IDs, right? These IDs is not available in A table. In a table, 5 and D is available, the names. These two is not available in the B table, right? It is basically, it is giving all the records from the both the table. It is giving all the records from both the table. And one interview question here. If I don't give any join here, so any specific join, if I don't give just full, so just I am giving join, that's it. Okay. Now if you observe, see this one, generally it has taken a join, just execute only this. See this, how many records it displayed. I didn't implemented any join, just I have mentioned A dot star and then join B, right? So I didn't given any condition. Then it will be Cartesian product. It will be a Cartesian, for example, how many records is available in A table? Let me come to this, refresh it. 4 records. How many records we have? 5 records. 5 multiply 4. That is a Cartesian product. 4 multiply 5. 4 records. It means each and every record from the A, it will go and then match with B record. And then it will display the result whether it is matching or not. Now observe this one, right? This is nothing but a Cartesian product. If you don't mention any join, left or right or inner join or full outer join, just you mention a join, then it will be a Cartesian product. This is about join. So these are the basic things. Okay, so how, so what we exactly we are doing here, it's nothing but we are fetching the information from the tables, so in a different ways based on different conditions and then different logics. That's it. Okay, so any questions here? We'll stop it here. Any specific questions from anyone? But you have to practice at least 1 or 2 times if you don't have any like so previous exposure on SQL, so it's better, so you can practice 1 or 2 times.
This SQL basics enough, sir?
Yeah, this is enough.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.